Hello, Leo. Welcome to Tarot 2T. Today's reading will be for May 2023. And if this is the first time to my channel, welcome. And if you are coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Just want to give you a little heads up. If you've been wondering what happened to the earlier May reading I would normally have out, I am cutting back and doing guaranteed one reading per sign every month for the next couple of months. But if time permits, my schedule permits, I will do another one for your sign, okay? And one of the reasons I'm doing that is I have opened myself up to individual readings. So if you are interested in a private reading, information can be found in the description box. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at Leo's message for May 2023. And if you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, please, at the end of the video. It will help support the channel and letting YouTube know that you want to keep seeing these videos. Okay? It's as simple as that. It doesn't cost you a thing. So let's go ahead and see what you got going. 7 of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts, King of Hearts, and the 4 of Hearts. Wow. A lot of emotion out here. Now this is I'm going to say a warning, a caution about taking financial risks, okay? I mean, the focus seems to be on emotion, on some kind of emotional aspect that's going on in your life, but that was the first card, so I just want to put that out there. We might see more up here in a second as far as Pentacles, focus on finance, whatnot, but it looks to me you're feeling very secure and connected at the moment. And Leo's a fire sign, so that's kind of unusual to see so much water energy, but this is about being secure and connected in your home life. You may have a strong network around you, or certainly if you're involved with somebody and have a family going, you're feeling very cared for, nurtured in that area. And again, I just want to kind of throw out how I interpret these cards and what you will see going forward. The 4s, talk about the 4 pillars that kind of hold up your lifestyle, hold up, yes, certainly the family unit, but it's more about the tangible, like how you pay your bills, the lifestyle that you're able to support. You know, everything looks really good in that area, emotionally especially. Now with the Hearts, this is someone who has... So it's fatherly energy, okay? They're very solid. They have very good guidance and support. They truly care about somebody or you or something, and they have that fatherly energy behind it. Somebody who takes care of I don't want to say head of household. It's not always that way these days. Not everything is traditional and old-fashioned, but this could be you. That was my first instinct. That's why I kind of hesitated there. I feel like you may have very good control of your emotions at the moment. In some manner. I mean, I'm not seeing how, but it could be just simply because you're feeling very supported and solid, like you're on solid ground. You don't have any drama going on that's really... Well, I'll take that back. If you do have drama going on, it's not ruffling your feathers, it's not upsetting you, it's not, causing you to be off balanced in any way. And with the Jack of Hearts, you got your heart open. I mean, this could be in general, or it could be towards something specific, like a relationship. It could be towards a career, but and the Jack of Hearts energy is like that young, fresh, eyes open, willing to be vulnerable, willing to put themselves out there, and just not having any expectations, but it's very positive. So that's very intriguing. Let's go ahead and look at the rest here. Wow. Wow. That's all I'll say about that for the moment. 7 of Clubs, Queen of Spades, quite different, and 9 of Diamonds. Here we have something going on financially. There's some kind of achievement that you have met in or around the month of May 2023. This is about being able to take financial responsibility. I'd actually kind of go hand in hand with the 7 of Diamonds. If you're able to finally I don't know, make ends meet. Maybe you're having difficulty in the past. You certainly don't want to take any risks right now. You know, you want to stay on this solid ground. But there's also an emphasis here of you feeling particularly satisfied with this outcome, and it is a completion. The Nine of Diamonds is like setting a bar, reaching that bar, and feeling very not just satisfied, but like there's a sense of pride behind it. I don't quite know what the word is. I'm trying to put my finger on, but that achievement sense, right? Now you may be keeping to yourself a little bit, or you could be dealing with a air sign who is not being communicative. They're being very reserved. They have a little bit of a power and authority, but not a whole lot. But you see them in this position, you know what I mean? So they may not like be the head of a company. They may not be a supervisor. They may not be older than you, etc., etc. The list goes on. It's just that you perceive them as having a little bit of power in some sense in your life. They could, I don't know. I mean, it could be a mother, you know. I don't know. But if this is not you, this is them keeping to themselves. And as a result, I'm reading something into this. That's why I'm struggling a little bit with words. So I have information coming in. I feel like it's connected to the emotional state here of being in charge of your emotions in a big way. I don't think that's somebody else. Because I see this vulnerability and I see someone who's got solid control of their emotions, and yeah, they can be vulnerable because they're not afraid. This could be an air sign you're dealing with who's not revealing what they feel. Could be as simple as that. Like you think there's something up with them, but they're keeping to themselves. This is the Hermit mode card. A lot of times I see it pertaining to Virgo in particular, but Virgo is an earth sign, so it's not necessarily that. Again, it's air sign Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini you could be dealing with. Let's just move on a little bit here. With the Seven of Clubs, though, you're feeling a little bit trapped. I don't know what that's about. It may be related to whoever's holding back because they're not being expressive. I'm getting the sense that somebody you might be interested in. And you're feeling trapped because they're not communicating. So that could be the tone of May 2023 for you, Leo. You're in great control of your emotion, and you're willing to be vulnerable, but because they're not opening up, this could be a somewhat of a relationship reading, even though we saw elements of finance out here. And this is that it's like it's killing you on some level because it's frustrating. Not killing you literally, but like the feeling of entrapment, being a prisoner. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. And there's also a desperation with that to break out of that. Not sure what that's about, but this Ace of Spades, there's a new start here, some kind of tower moment. I'm sensing it might have already happened. It's not that you're going to have a tower moment, but if you haven't had any kind of major stirrup in your life lately, here it is. It's going to put you on some kind of new beginning. That's the first thing I want to emphasize there. Second thing is, I'm sure you've heard this before if you've looked at tarot, it is a rebirth. But some kind of structure had to fall. So whatever existed before had crumbled to the ground, and you're rebuilding on a solid foundation, because there's always that foundation, right? I don't see how that's connected, so I'm going to pull more cards. But I see a very good financial standing you are, at least for May, and a warning about overspending. So it's time to put the brakes on spending if you have been. And emotionally, you're in a very good place. I just don't see any problems with that. You just have a little bit of confusion up here with these three different energies. Tower moment, feeling trapped, and somebody around you who is not being expressive. I mean, on the flip side, I do want to say, if it's you that's not communicating, you're trapped inside yourself. Could be read that way. Okay, let's go ahead and look. Let's see what. Okay, that just wanted to come out. So you are in this feeling, this state of respite as far as some kind of stress around the home. I do think it's related to this financial achievement here. It could be temporary, but nonetheless, it is making you feel more secure, like you're able to meet your obligations, pay your bills. You may have like had a loan recently that you didn't, and so you had new resources available that you didn't have available before. It's along those lines. Queen of Clubs, this could definitely be you, Leo. This is fire sign energy. This is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And the queens I tend to see still in a kind of a power position, just not as dominant as a king, but we're not looking at genders, so please don't look at it as female. It just could be you feeling like you really have good control over your life in general. But emotionally, I just want to emphasize, because that king is back here peeking out at me, I feel like you have really good control of your emotions. You're doing fantastic in that sense. And this is just an all-around, very balanced position to be in. Because she's also able to lend support to others. Not necessarily physically support others, or financially supporting them, but even emotionally, mentally, you're just kind of this kind of power figure that's like looming around in the background of somebody or some situation, maybe in a work situation. That's how you're being perceived. Hope that makes sense. It's like that's how you're being perceived. That's what I'm intuiting from that. King of Diamonds. Wow, look at all these face cards. So there could be somebody around that you see in a power position. This is Earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And this person does have very good business sense. This could be representing your employer, for example. This is the person who controls money. Certainly, if you work for them, they control your abundance and how it flows, right? Because they sign your paychecks. They tell you what they're going to pay you and whatnot and all that jazz, right? I'm not seeing how that pertains to the Queen of Clubs, except if you're being perceived as the Queen of Clubs and that King of Diamonds is like your employment, like obviously they have that power over you like I just described. You're being seen as a very balanced individual nonetheless in your power, because it's a fire sign. And you're just kind of fitting in there as being a queen, which you could see like the top of this. This is a metaphor for how I'm picking it up and how I see it. But let's say you work for a company, the King of Diamonds is the top, the CEO, the manager, whatever situation it is. There's people around underneath who are employees, obviously, but not everybody's going to be a queen. So I feel like perhaps you're being seen in this position that you have potential to be more important. You're holding your ground. You're responsible. You show up for work. You have good work ethic. So therefore, it gives you some power. Does that make sense? So it gives you power because management respects you. Huh. Very interesting. And this popped out when I was shuffling there a second ago. You got another emphasis on a fire energy. Now this Jack is a little bit, as far as the hierarchy goes, it's just below that queen energy. It's still along the same lines as somebody who's very supportive and generous, though. This could be a friend around you, honestly. You got a lot of power figures, you got a lot of people around you. Not only you embodying some fantastic king energy and being able to have your heart open. Yeah, I'm picking up you got a lot of people around you, I don't know, that think highly of you, that are supportive of you, that you're getting along with. It's something along those lines. And this figure over here, they're powerful and they have an authority as well. They're just holding back in some area. And maybe you sense that. I don't know. I'm not going to keep going down that storyline. It's just kind of driving me nuts. I don't think it's you holding back. I don't know. I'm not picking up it's the Leo holding back. It's somebody around you. Probably an air sign. And you know it on some intuitive level. You pick up on that, and so you're feeling frustrated with it. I think it's the Seven of Clubs. We didn't quite see what this Ace of Spades is, except because you're seen in this position, that could be the result of this tower. Like things changed. Let's say things changed in a work. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Things changed in a work situation that changed the dynamic. Perhaps people left. Maybe people got fired. Maybe people got promoted or demoted. Who knows? I feel like that is the tower. There's been a lot of changes in some area. Not seeing a specific, so I'm leaning towards some kind of... I don't think it's a family situation either, because I don't see a lot of hearts out here. I saw them in the beginning, and you got this really nice support around your home life, and your work is not your home life. You see my point here? That's not the connection here. This is like going on around you. I feel like this tower is going on around you, but you're standing pretty. You got a lot of support there, and you're standing in your emotions. You're standing very powerful as well. So it's like you've got this, but you've got a lot of commotion going on. I think it's a very interesting predicament to be in for May. And May has been very active astrologically, if you keep up with that. I'm not real good at discussing that. I certainly do keep up with it, and I want to get better at it, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about it because I don't want to lead you down a path. There's people out there who are just better at it at the moment to tell you what's going on, but I highly recommend you look into like the May 19th, I think it's a lunar eclipse is happening. No, it's a new moon. I think it's a new moon. And we just had a lunar eclipse. We had a solar eclipse earlier this month. There's a lot going on astrologically that are affecting people in so many ways. But you look like you're kind of on solid ground just because of that emotional powerhouse associated with that King of Hearts. Again, I'm not picking up that's somebody else. I think that's you, Leo. And then you being in this power position. I'm going to go ahead and ask for cards of advice, okay? Before we get too carried away and it turns into too long of a reading for my monthly. And this is a general reading. I didn't say that in the beginning. It may not apply to your situation. But certainly if I kept going, it would be less and less general. You know what I mean? So, cards of advice for Leo for May 2023. Okay, we got the 8 of Diamonds. That's nice. Very nice. Okay, 4 clubs. A couple more cards, please. Advice for Leo. 8 of clubs. Okay, making decisions. Yep. Emphasis on 8s. Okay. Look at that. We got the King of Clubs. This, again, is that fire sign energy. I think this is where this is all leading to. You being in the power position of the fire sign energy. Again, it's Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Very good support. Very generous. There could be some kind of lead up to, I was going to say some kind of lead up to, not necessarily a promotion, but in some way your life is going to be enriched. Okay, let's start with the 8 of Diamonds. If you've been thinking about going off in some way being an entrepreneur, this is that solo effort. This is taking the initiative on your own. Nobody's telling you to do this, but it's going to pay off rewards and whatever hard work, time, and energy you put into it. This is the entrepreneurial card. Again, if you're not into like doing your own business, that's okay. But you're going to end up in this place of being in a power position, which is, hey, a step above the Queen, and it's still that fire energy. That's fantastic. I feel like it's connected to your income still in some way. Maybe you're doing some things on the side to better your financial situation, even though you've got this achievement that you already feel proud of. And look at this. This is the 4 corners holding up that lifestyle. Everything is balanced and hunky-dory in your lifestyle. If you follow this path and this advice and following your intuition, your gut, what you're being drawn to, that's what the 8 of Diamonds is about. It's like what you're being pulled towards. It's going to lead to this great foundation here. If you've had any issues with that in the past, that's pretty solid with the Four of Clubs, because there's not much else to say about it. Honestly, it's just being very freaking fortified. Now, the Eight of Clubs is some kind of decision. So the advice I'm getting is, even though you're being encouraged to go off and pursue something wholeheartedly to increase your abundance here, there may be a little bit of a crossroads. The Eight of Clubs just kind of denotes someone sitting at the T on the road, not sure which way to go. You may have a couple of different options. It could also be saying you need to make this decision if you've been sitting on the fence. Actually, that would make a lot of sense. Because if you follow this, whatever this dream, whatever this idea is, it's going to lead to this. Which, again, I just explained, that puts you in a better fire sign energy power position. Just by being a king versus a queen. There's nothing wrong with being a queen. Oh no. But the king has more power and is more dominating and is more in charge and control. You got another king. And this is about standing your ground. Now, you could be dealing with an air sign around you. Again, what did I say about that queen earlier, who's standing their ground? But we are looking at advice. I'm just kind of seeing this as you. Again, a power position. It's about exerting your power. You got all the kings out here. I don't know if you noticed that. You had the King of Hearts earlier, King of Clubs, King of Spades, and King of Diamonds. And I will say, I think I said earlier, you could have been dealing with an earth sign. This could be you feeling like you're in charge of your finances, especially because of this. Bingo. There, I just got it. Sometimes I'm slow. Sometimes I don't see the connections, but I think I just saw that. And with this, yeah, so this king is very good in business. They make very practical decisions. They're good with money. They're good with the books. They're good with all of decision making, all that. But the thing is, they stand their ground. You could be, like I said, kind of on the verge, on the fence of doing something on your own. And you're not negotiating in some way, because this is a person, I want to say they cause problems, but they cause disagreement. They're not on the same page. I mean, maybe you're no longer on the same page with your employer, and this is about standing firm in that position. You know, I just did a reading, it was for Virgo, I think, where it was kind of the same thing. They needed to stand their ground, and that was about them leaving a work situation, and they got this in their advice as well. In other words, be the person who stirs things up and causes problems by not sacrificing your values. And that itself puts you in power, in that king position. Very good. Very good indeed. Any more cards of advice for Leo before we close this out? Things may be up in the air. Okay. So this is also magician energy, but the Joker just talks about things being in a state of flux. You know, the Joker is juggling those balls, but they're just going around in circles for the moment. So that's where you are in May. I don't see it as terrible. I just see it as possibly a little bit frustrating, because perhaps you feel like you're not going anywhere, especially with feeling trapped in some way. Again, I'm not sure what that deals with, but I think it has to do with that air sign. So we'll just keep going. But yeah, you're at the beginning of this tower. And in your advice here, it's about making some kind of decision. Like you've been trying to make a decision, and you're being encouraged to make that decision. And until you do, I feel like you're stuck in this. There's a gleam of hope here with this, though, because the magician energy, again, can be that divine energy, can be the universe giving you some kind of motive, some kind of inspiration to make a move. And I would expect that in May 2023. You're going to get some kind of divine inspiration, something along those lines. You know, that falls into your intuition, an idea that occurs to you that never occurred before. It's going to be like, wow, why didn't I think of that before? You see what I'm saying? So things are definitely up in the air because you haven't made this decision yet. And the cards are acknowledging that you need a little help with that. But the key I see is standing your ground. Whatever that means to you. I'm not sure how that would apply to everybody. But there's something, to me, that means something about sticking to your principles, sticking to your dreams, your ideas, your goals. Like not giving up on those things. And that in itself puts you in that power. I know I said that earlier, and I hate to be a broken record and keep saying that, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. And it is going to bump you up into this other king position. This is actually very, very inspirational. This will be a very inspiring reading for you, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to end it there. Hope you got some guidance and some helpful advice. If it didn't apply to you, that's okay. Please come and join me for the next one. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, the information can be found in the description box, along with the way to donate to the channel through Buy Me a Coffee. If you're able to do that, I appreciate that. And again, give me that like, that thumbs up, and subscribe just to help out the channel, keep it going, keep it supported. If you don't like notifications, you're welcome to turn those off, but those will let you know when the next video comes out. And I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. Thanks so much for being here. You hang in there and take care until I see you again, Leo.